Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. This Picka card is about love. We're looking at what is it that your person feels when they think of you. So what do they feel when they think of you? If you haven't as of yet picked a card or a crystal on the table, please go back to the very beginning of the video. There are timestamps there where you can go to the silent portion of the video and take as much time as you need in order to meditate to choose your card or your crystal. If during that time you feel led to pick more than one, by all means, please go ahead and listen to your intuition. That's always going to be encouraged here. Again, pick more than one if you feel it necessary. These readings are also general, so I can't possibly expect to connect with every single person watching. So many of you come from different walks of life. You may have different journeys at this time. So for that reason, I can't possibly connect with everybody. But what I always say is, hey, if this particular pick a card does not connect, maybe consider checking out my pick a card playlist. There could be another pick a card reading for love there that might resonate better for you instead. And if when all is said and done, I'm not the reader for you, that's okay. YouTube has lots of other readers out there. I'm pretty sure there's going to be someone out there with the messages you're looking for this time around. These readings are timeless as well, so that whether you watch it at the upload time or sometime after, again, it's that nudge to watch whenever it's placed into your awareness. If you feel that nudge, there's probably going to be a message there for you. With love readings especially, roles can be reversed, flip-flopped, interchangeable, vice versa, whatever you want to call it. There might be some things that would speak more about you, other things in the reading that might describe more about your person. So again, things can be flip-flop, vice versa, and where something doesn't fit, also don't make it fit. Again, it's a general reading. So I have Citrine, Apophyllite, and I have Smoky Quartz on the table. If you feel connected to any one of these crystals, it could be that maybe there's something within the qualities of this crystal that may resonate with you as far as working with it, okay? Like some of us do crystal magic or set our intentions with our crystals, right? So if you feel connected to one of these, you might want to research the meaning and the spiritual associations behind it. So with all of that being said, guys, I'll leave you here. We're going to go directly into pile number one. Pile number one, viewers, you chose this lovely Citrine, and I'm going to put that here. This is also your card. There is a message on the back of this, but I'm going to save that to the very end. I also have messages from the bag today, so I will be pulling those at the very end. I'm also using the Star Tarot for you today. But first I want to start with a romance angel. Let's see. This reading is all about your person. We want to see what is it that they feel when they think of you. Okay, so what is it that they feel when they think of you? Your person, pile number one, viewers. What is it that they feel when they think of you? Okay. All right, so it says worth waiting for. Divine timing is at work in your love life. So whether this is somebody new or maybe even an ex, somebody's waiting for you or waiting for the right time when it comes to you. So let's see. Let's see if we can get at least two of these cards. Okay, there we go. They just flew out. All right, so we have death. I'm learning that endings are merely beginnings, and surrender. So it could be that if this was somebody that you used to be with, that situation did end, and they are surrendering at this time to the process. Okay, that's kind of feeling like that's all they can do right now. If a situation did end, if this is an ex you're inquiring about, they are hoping that divine timing will somehow bring you guys together. So when they think of you, they feel that they have no choice but to surrender. In other words, surrender to the process, surrender to the journey, surrender to the changes that took place. There is a little bit of feeling that when they think of you, they want to, or they're hopeful, let's say, that maybe somehow down the road there would be an opportunity to somehow bring you together, because the card does say, I'm learning that endings are merely just beginnings. So they're starting, or they're trying to start over. They're doing their best to kind of free themselves, maybe even to change themselves at this time. But the surrender card is like, you know, I have to surrender to what is happening, or what has changed with the death card, and what has transformed in the connection. When they think of you, it's this thing of, well, I'm just going to surrender to the process. What will be, will be. They do feel that divine timing, okay, is at work in your situation with you. In the situation with you, they feel that divine timing is at work. And for now, the best that they can do is just surrender to the journey, surrender to the process of what will be. Okay. I think in the meantime, though, they are shifting, they are changing, maybe making some major changes in their life. And for now, just going with the flow. But they do feel that you are worth waiting for, and that the time will be right when it's right. So let's see if we can get 3 tarot cards to help with this reading. All right, so we have the High Priestess. We have the Ace of Swords. And the 10 of Wands. Okay. So, and in case I didn't say this already, I'm pretty sure I did. This is the Star Tarot that I'm using for you today. Beautiful donation to the channel. So thank you so much for donating this gorgeous gift, this gorgeous deck. It's really quite special. So just a shout out to all of you who support this channel via your gifts of decks, whether it be a gratitude donation via PayPal, whatever it is, just your participation, leaving a comment, a like, a subscribe, all that is very much appreciated. So when it comes to your person, what I'm seeing here is what they feel is that things are unknown right now between you. And I think that's why the worth waiting for card is here. Divine timing is at play in this situation. The High Priestess is the unknown. She's secrets. She's mystery. She's things that are hidden underneath the surface. There is an element of, I almost want to say, there's something yet to be uncovered with her. So for whatever reason, I'm getting the vibe of when they think of you, they feel like there's still some things left unresolved. So it could be an issue of maybe unfinished business between you. And they feel that and sense that. With the High Priestess, when they look at you or when they think about you, they might also feel that you're elusive at this time, because the High Priestess can definitely speak of that energy. That you're quite elusive. You're hidden from them. Maybe you blocked them. Maybe you separated yourself or distanced yourself from this person. So it is this feeling of you're hidden. Maybe you keep yourself low key. Maybe you are working on yourself, and maybe, you know, they see your spirituality, or there's something about you that's spiritual. Again, maybe they feel a spiritual connection to you when they look at you, when they think of you. All right, because that is the energy of the High Priestess. She's highly intuitive, highly spiritual. So there's this feeling of when they think of you, they feel the spiritual cord or connection to you. The Ace of Swords energy is an energy of truth, clarity, revelation. So I do feel that there's this thing that this picture in my head where I'm seeing it right now, where it's like them shaking their head when they think of you or when they look at pictures of you. But the reason for it is because of the Ace of Swords. It's like this feeling of, and it's hard sometimes to try to translate the image I see, but there's this feeling of, I wish I knew then what I know now about you, pile number 1 viewer. So they're like, but it's more like shaking their head at themselves. Like, why didn't I see that? Again, the Ace of Swords is clarity, truth, revelation, things being revealed to them. So I think in the midst of maybe separation, especially with the Death card, if this is an ex, I think they've learned more about you in the absence than what they maybe were paying attention, or they should have been paying attention to when you guys were together. So again, Ace of Swords is that clarity, that aha moment, and it's like they see things now. They're not as confused, but when they look at you, there's this feeling of, I missed it. I didn't see it. I see it now, but I didn't see it then, type of thing over here with the Ace of Swords. Ace is also brand new energy. So I also feel with the Ace, again, they've also they've had clarity and understanding in the midst of maybe you being hidden from them, like this High Priestess, or keeping your energy away from them. Again, the only thing they can do for now is surrender. I think that there's some things that they feel are outside of their control in regards to the connection, and that's why this divine timing card is here. We have the Ten of Wands. I think at times they do feel the burden of maybe the separation. Again, Ten of Wands with the Ace of Swords does very much tie into the image of them like shaking their head at themselves when they look at a picture of you. Because here's that burden, right, that they carry around, maybe even some guilt that they carry around. And it does feel like a weight on their shoulder because they didn't see. I think over here, the High Priestess keeps things hidden. So they were kind of, it's feeling like they were blind at the time. And now they have to carry that around with them. Carry it around as in they have to live with that now. Again, Ten of Wands is always carrying a heavy load. So there's a weight on their shoulders because they didn't see what they needed to see. They didn't understand you or understand the truth of maybe even how they felt or the truth about you until it was too late and the connection ended. So there's this feeling of every time they look at you, they're reminded of the fact that they didn't see clearly at the time. And it's like, oh, well, I can't do anything about it now, right? A little too late, or I can't go back in time. So the only thing I can do is just surrender to the process of what the connection is. And if it's meant to be, somehow I'll find my way back to my person. That's kind of the feeling I'm getting from this. So I think they live, or they're dealing with a lot of shoulda, coulda, wouldas, you know, that kind of thing. Had I known this instead, had I done that instead, maybe it would have been different. We have a number 10 over here with the 10 of Wands and the Death card. So these, you know, number 10 is an ending of a cycle, a closing out. They've had some major revelations though. And some of those revelations could easily be about you, maybe about the connection and what the connection means. I want to grab, hold on, I have other cards here. But they carry that around with them. It does feel like they're trying to release that, but they still are constantly reminded of it every time they think of you. And they feel, it's kind of like this feeling of I feel stupid or I feel silly. That I didn't see what I needed to see. I didn't see you for who you really were, that kind of thing. And they do feel that spiritual connection when they think of you. But then there's also some guilt attached to that. So let's see if we can get another card here in regards to how do they feel when they think of you. Pile number 1 viewers. Okay, there we go. What was it? Gifting. Now, that talks about equal give and take, reciprocity, right? So I'm wondering, and I'm going to grab another one. I'm wondering if there wasn't reciprocity. And there's also this feeling coming from this card of of wondering whether you would give them another chance, right? Gifting is all about giving and receiving. So maybe there was lack of reciprocity at the time, and they now have to live with that they didn't give their all or their best at the time. But then there's this energy over here as well where it's like wondering if you would give them another chance. Yeah, they've experienced their fair share of upheaval, okay, with this card as well. And that ties into the need to surrender. Maybe they've experienced some growth and transformation, again, evolution with the Death card, you know. But I think they've had their fair share of upheaval as well with the Ten of Wands. I think that they have experienced some major awakenings. And you know what? Upheaval does wake you up to some things. And the Ace of Swords does, again, give you that aha moment. So that's what I'm getting from these two cards. And again, they've had their fair share of upheaval, I think, since. And it could be that they still carry that around with them. They've had their wake-up call. Again, this is reminding me of the Tower in a sense where, you know, there's a shake-up to wake up, right, with the Tower. And the lightning bolt does strike and shake things up. But it also helps you to see things clearly, like the Ace of Swords does as well. But it's when the dust settles, right, is when you can see the reality of a situation. And that's what I'm getting from this over here. And I think they've had that reality check with the Ace of Swords. And they're reminded of that every time they think about you. Nonetheless, it's like the reality check of, dag, I didn't give as much as I could have. Or I should have. You know, there's this feeling also of maybe them wondering again, you know, what is the chance of my person, stack number one viewer, giving me another chance? You know, would they be generous like a gift giver is? You know, would they be generous to give me another chance? It's like, okay, well, I can't do anything about it for now. So the only thing I can do is just surrender to the process of the changes, what happened. Maybe I'll find enlightenment, High Priestess and Ace of Swords. In the meantime, maybe answers will reveal themselves that will help me understand more. You know, and this feels like a learning curve for them, or a period of growth where they have to learn from their mistakes, to be honest. So let's get messages from the back. I'm shaking up the bag just a little bit. Okay, let's see if we can get messages. Let's see. Let's get a few. Okay. I wasn't ready for us. Okay, that definitely applies. Again, the idea of I didn't see you for what you were at the time. Maybe they weren't ready to give what they should have given. They're waiting. Wait a minute here. Worth waiting for. Look at that, waiting. So yeah, they're definitely waiting. Maybe waiting or hoping for a second chance. Waiting on divine timing to somehow bring you guys together. So definitely they want to say, I'm sorry. Again, they are sorry. Again, they have to live with the burden with that, right? Of that situation. Look at that. Healing and growth. I mean, could this not get any more accurate? I did mention this is a period of growth for them, right? In the midst of separation, that's pretty much all they can do. Learn from their mistakes, you know, realize what they should have done different. Okay, and then we have call me. So they're hoping you will reach out. Again, I was getting the vibe over here that High Priestess might have blocked, right? You might be elusive. You might have blocked this person. And look, I stopped myself. So it kind of feels like they stopped themselves from reaching out. Like they want to reach out, but they stop themselves. It's almost this feeling of, I guess I need to give my person space. You know, they're trying to respect your space is kind of what I'm feeling from this. And again, they don't know if you would even hear them out or give them a second chance. Again, the gifting energy, right? And then what does this say? All right, so they're still crushing on you guys. They're still crushing on you. Yep, they're not quite over it. So let's see what the final card says. Okay, that's freaking crazy. It says healing, and we got the little message from the bag that also says healing. Incredible. Okay, so it says healing. Imagine yourself and your beloved surrounded by light. Feel your relationship being healed this very moment. So they're hoping that they can heal the relationship with you when they think of you. That is their deepest hope, that it can be healed, that within divine timing, somehow it'll work out for the best of everybody. Okay, so pile number 1, this is your reading. If you feel that this has helped or connected for you, by all means, please do let me know in the comment section down below. Like this video, share this video, subscribe if you haven't subscribed to help support this channel. Also click the little bell to get notified of future videos, because that way you don't miss future content. I do upload pretty often, but at least with the little bell you get notified and you don't miss videos, okay? And it also helps this channel. So if you are interested in any way in maybe getting a personal reading with me, it also helps to support this channel even more. So consider checking out my Etsy shop, seeing what readings I have available. I also sell handmade crystal jewelry. I'm artistic. I use different mediums to make crystal jewelry. You could check out my work. So again, sending you much love wherever you are. Check me out on Etsy if you feel led to. Much love. Take care and keep shining. Pile number 2, you chose this Apophyllite crystal over here. I'm just going to put that there. This is your final oracle card. There is a message on the back of this, but I'm going to wait until everything's out on the table at the very, very end to read that card. I also have messages from the bag as well that I will be pulling at the very, very, very end of this reading. So we're looking at today at your person. We want to know what it is that they feel when they think of you. So we're going to start with a romance angel cards for stack number 2 viewers. What is it that your person feels when they think of you? All right, so they're highly attracted. It says you attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully. All right. Let's get 2 of these. Pile number 2 viewers. What is it that your person feels when they think of you? Two cards. Okay. All right. So we have that one and that one. Fear and imagination. Wow. Okay. It says, I realize that I am testing my resolve to live in the energy of love. Imagination, I embrace and nourish the creative aspect of my mind. So with the imagination card and the attraction, I can't help but think of them fantasizing about you. I do think that there are some fears when it comes to maybe you and them, the connection. Maybe there's, I don't know, fear of maybe rejection or fear of something not working out. Maybe they have fears or triggers when it comes to love in general. But when they look at you, they do have an immense attraction and they are highly imaginative. So you get their wheels spinning and turning. In their mind, they think of different things. Maybe they fantasize about scenarios with you. How they're trying to get out of, there's this feeling of maybe fears of the past, maybe fears of previous relationships that still linger. So even though they're highly attracted to you, maybe that they want you, there's still some kind of underlying fear attached to it. I don't know if it's that maybe they got over an ex and they're still trying to let that person go. Maybe they have fears of being hurt. You know, fear can come in different aspects, but there's something about you that makes them want to cast their fears aside when it comes to love, to perhaps pursue something with you. Okay. And the reason why I say that is because this card is saying, look, I am testing my resolve to live in the energy of love, not fear. So if they have fears of love or being hurt or wounds from the past come up to trigger them, you know, they're trying to push that aside because there's this magnetic energy that surrounds you and them, or the connection they feel when they're around you. But yeah, they get really creative in their head when they think about you. All right, so like fantasies, they might daydream about you. They might imagine different scenarios of you and them together. Maybe even sexual fantasies as well because of the attraction card and the imagination. Okay, so let's see if we can get 3 tarot cards in regards to what is it that your person feels when they think of you. Okay. The Magician. Wow. Okay. The Star. Whoa. And the Tower. Nice. This is crazy. This is all major arcana here. And for whatever reason, the Tower energy is giving me vibes of love at first sight. You know, you get struck. Electricity shoots through you when you touch, maybe. Or when they are around you. Again, that magnetic energy that they feel. That's kind of what this is feeling like over here with the Tower. So, bolts of lightning. Like zap, right? They touch you. It's zzz, right? That's what this is feeling like. And they've had, this is also an energy of having revelations. So that Tower energy is quite powerful in that case. I think just being around you, maybe you've shaken them up or you make them nervous is also what I'm getting from the Tower energy, because it's a surge of energy. All right. This is definitely a surge of energy that they feel when they're around you, and a surge of energy as well when they think about you. This is literally an eruption. Okay. Use your imagination when it comes to that word. So it's like the libido gets going is kind of what I'm getting from that too. My channel is not a saucy channel, if you know what I mean. I could go there, but I'm trying to keep it clean. But if you know what I mean with the Tower, okay, it is that, like, the blood, you get their blood pumping, in other words, with the Tower and the imagination card, especially together. Especially when they imagine you, when they think about you, when they fantasize about you, you get the blood boiling, or you get the blood flowing, okay? And then the Star energy is like this beautiful thing, right? They look at you, they admire you. It is admiration. Again, consider when we are looking up at the stars at night, they shine, they twinkle, they're so beautiful and bright, and we want to reach out and touch them, but that we can't, you know? So it's kind of this feeling of they're being careful when they're around you, or they're just, it's like this feeling of I want to pounce, but then again, I don't know if that's the right thing to do, right? You're somewhat, sometimes the star can be elusive, like I can look but I can't touch, right? That's that feeling. When they think about you, that's what they feel. I can look but I can't touch right now. Or I have to ease into this. I can't just pounce even though my blood gets boiling and I want to. I have to take it easy. I have to take my time. The Star is also divine energy. So it's divine guidance. Maybe there was something serendipitous about how you met, and they do think about that. There's something special about how it happened. But the Star is definitely admiration. So they really do like admire maybe the way that you look. Maybe they think you're handsome. Maybe they think you're beautiful. And you're this bright, shiny star. And they get stars in their eyes when they think of you. You get the blood boiling as well. And the Magician energy is all about wanting to manifest, wanting to create something with you, wanting to make something happen. Because that's what the Magician does. He makes things happen. So there's this feeling of I want to create something with you. I want to make something with you. I want to manifest something with you. And the Star is an energy of wish, right? Wish fulfillment. So when they think of you, they feel you as, oh man, this person is a dream come true. A wish. They wish that they could be with you, or they want to be with you, or you are their wish come true. So they're wishing on a star. They wish to create something with you because there's this amazing energy that surges through them when they think of you. The star can sometimes symbolize like fame, notoriety, attention. So I don't know if maybe they think you get a lot of attention. Again, you might be highly attractive, and they think about how attractive you are when they are reminded of you. They feel the hots for you. when they think about you. Highly attractive energy and major attraction is what they feel. Again, wanting to create, wanting to manifest something with you. You might be their dream come true. You might be their wish. They might wish for you. So when they think of you, it's like, oh, I want to be with this person. They get my blood pumping. You might be everything. Everything they want, everything they hope for. Again, the star is about hope. Everything they dream of, everything they wish for. You might be everything they hope, dream, and wish for. And they want to manifest that with you. A connection with you. There's also this feeling of love at first sight, like I said, and I don't think this is anything they've ever felt before with someone else, because it's so electric. And the Tower energy does talk about love at first sight, because you get struck suddenly, unexpectedly, takes your breath away. I still think that they have some fears when it comes to love, or when it comes to the connection in some way, but those are underlying fears. I don't think they have anything to do with you. I think it may have to do with things that happened before you. And they're trying to overcome that because the connection is strong towards you. So let's see if we can get 2 cards. So what is it that your person feels when they think of you? Cards. What is it that your person feels when they think of you? Pile number 2 viewers. Okay. Oh, look. You've woken something up in them. Awakening, it says. And that would apply very much to the Tower energy. Okay. And the Depression card. That does fall very much in line with the fears. The sadness. Wounds. Melancholy, okay? All those are energies of shadow. So again, they're trying to overcome some shadow energies. I feel like you wake them up out of this shadow energy, though. You wake them up out of a depression, maybe, or you spark something in them that they haven't felt before, or that they haven't felt in a long time. Maybe their love life has been depressing, okay? If I'm looking at it literally, maybe their love life in the past has been slightly depressing, but you come along and it's like you woke something up inside of them. And now that you have, they have some fears to work through. They have some fears to work through as a result of that. They've had a shake up to wake up when it comes to you with this Tower and this Awakening card. You woke something up inside of them that was asleep and in the dark for a long time. I think something about the connection with you is helping pull them out of a dark place as well. With that Depression card. It reminds me of shadow work, or the dark. So let's see what this card says over here. All right. It says, acceptance is the key to inner peace. At times we must accept things as they are. There's no point trying to change that which is beyond our control. That feels a little bit like surrender. Again, also trying not to force something. It's like they got to keep their cool or something like that. I don't know if there's fear of rejection somewhere in here too, because part of me is feeling a little bit of that with this. There's something that they have, some things that they have to accept. And again, where it says there is no point trying to change that which is beyond their control. I have to wonder if that has to do with the past. There are some things in the past that they dealt with, and they're trying to overcome those things. And it's like, it is what it is. I have to learn to overcome that. I have to get past that. I have to conquer my fears. I have to operate from the energy of love and not fear. I have to accept what was, what wasn't in my previous relationships, and open myself up maybe to the possibilities of what could be. And I think you're making them think about all this because of the magnetism, the way that you have struck them with the attraction that they feel when they think of you. It's like the attraction that they feel, or the magnetism that they feel when they're around you, also is kind of making them rethink what's possible when it comes to love. And it's like the past is the past. They have to accept that and try to heal from that and move on from that as best they can if they're ever going to allow new love to come in, or if they're ever going to conquer their fears when it comes to love again. Okay. So I'm going to shake up the bag just a little bit. Let's see if we can get a few in regards to your person. What do they feel when they think of you? Okay, I have a bunch here. Okay, so they drown their sorrows. Hold on. And we do have the depression energy. So they're drowning their sorrows somehow. Maybe they were drowning their sorrows. And now it's like, again, that feeling of now that they met you, again, they've experienced this attraction that they haven't felt in a really long time. Now they're kind of having to wake themselves up out of that. Manipulation. And we do have the Magician. Sometimes the Magician can manipulate things. But considering all the beautiful energy on the table, again, I don't know if that manipulation is of a nefarious kind. Could be. Again, I was feeling earlier like they don't want to push too hard, right? They know they have to take it slow. So I don't know if, they're trying not to force an issue. Sometimes when you're forcing a situation, it can seem like somebody's trying too hard, maybe even trying to manipulate the connection or manipulate bringing you guys together. Okay? So I don't know. You can tell me how you feel about that card or this little card. But it's kind of interesting how the Magician is here. Again, the Magician does manipulate energy to create, to manifest. So it just depends how they're using that energy to manipulate. Are they manipulating a situation for a positive outcome, for the highest good of everybody involved, or are they manipulating it, again, for nefarious reasons? So I don't know. You talk to me how you feel about that, okay? I made so many excuses. Maybe excuses in the past, right? Excuses in the past. It says, hold my hand. Maybe they've made excuses in the past, again, when it came to love and being in a relationship. But there's part of me that's feeling like there's something about you that is waking them up out of a shadow period because the connection is strong. If this is somebody from the past that you're inquiring about, they still feel this attraction. They still see you as this shining bright star, a beacon of hope. Maybe the connection did break down with the tower. Maybe they did manipulate some things. Maybe they did make excuses. Okay, so I can see this definitely for an ex now that I'm getting these cards here. Maybe they went through a dark night of the soul or depression energy and you woke them up. They've had their awakening. Their tower came crashing down. And now, again, there's this attraction and they fantasize about you. They imagine you, or they imagine being with you. And it says, hold my hand. So if your person's going through it, they're drowning in their sorrows, they're depressed in some way, or they're overcoming their fears, maybe they're going to need somebody to hold their hand as they overcome those fears and pick themselves up again. And again, I keep getting this feeling of there's something about the connection with you that is making them feel like they have to pick themselves up again. You're making them feel things they haven't felt in a very long time. You've woken something up in them. And it says, can't agree. So again, if this is an ex, I can see that maybe if the Tower energy came down, maybe you guys had a falling out, right? And you couldn't agree. That's a possibility. Maybe you split. Again, the Tower energy can sometimes talk about that, something being split. Maybe that they let their fear and their shadow get in the way of the connection with you, despite all the wonderful attraction they felt. But maybe part of the Tower energy was a argument and you couldn't agree. Again, we have the Star energy, which is this, you know, elusive energy. In a sense, they can look but they can't touch. So I'm wondering if after maybe a falling out with the Tower, now it's like you guys are separated again. They can look at you right now but they can't touch. All right, so there's an abundant energy here. Again, an abundance of electricity, maybe an abundance of attraction. You changed me. So that would be that Tower that, again, something woke up inside of them. Encountering you woke something up inside of them. It changed something inside of them. The attraction that they felt, or the magnetic attraction that they feel towards you, woke something up inside of them. And that does change people. Okay, so assumptions. Maybe they assume a lot of things about you. Maybe you've assumed a lot of things about them somewhere down the line in the connection. But I think there's some fears that they're experiencing. I think they need you to hold their hand, maybe to clear up some assumptions as well. So I don't know. I feel a little bit of everything here. I think if this is an ex, this is an ex who still is highly attracted to you when they think about you, but they've gone through some shadow periods with the Depression card, drowning my sorrows, needing you to hold their hand. They might have manipulated some things in the past. They might have maybe gotten into arguments with you where you couldn't agree. But nonetheless, the attraction has changed them, or the connection to you has changed them. And then this card is saying, look, acceptance is a key to inner peace. At times, we must accept things as they are. There's no point in trying to change that which is beyond our control. Again, it could tie into an ex very well with that. Because again, if some things happened, some things fell apart with the Tower energy, they can't go back in time and fix that. They have to accept what was and what is. Maybe they made a lot of excuses at the time, especially if they were an ex. Also, if this is new love, I think they have fears to work through, but nonetheless, your presence somehow, and the electricity and the connection and the attraction between you is changing them. You're waking something asleep inside of them. Maybe they've made lots of excuses before in the past when it came to getting involved in relationships. But there's something about the connection with you that's kind of like forcing them to face their fears when it comes to love. It's woken something up inside of them. So pile number 2, this is your reading. I'm going to leave you here. If you felt that this has helped or connected for you, by all means, please do let me know in the comment section down below. If you want to support this channel, consider liking this video, sharing this video, subscribing if you haven't subscribed already. Also, click that little bell for notifications so you don't miss future content. I do upload often, and it also helps the channel. And if you want to book a personal reading with me, check me out on Etsy, see what readings are available. You can book a reading with me at any time. I also sell handmade crystal jewelry there. I'm very artistic. I use my gifts in many different ways. You can check it out to see what I have there as well. So pile number 2 viewers, I'm going to leave you here, sending you much love wherever you are. Take care of yourselves, okay? And keep shining. Pile number 3 viewers, you chose this beautiful Smoky Quartz. I'm going to put that there. This is your final card. There's a message on the back. I will read that closer to the end. First, we're going to start with a romance angel. This is going to be looking at what your person feels when they think of you. So what is it that your person feels when they think of you? Pile number 3 viewers. What is it that your person feels when they think of you? Okay, express your love. Go ahead and make the romantic gesture. So maybe they want to say how they feel. Maybe they want to express how they feel. There's this feeling of needing to tell you how they feel. Like every time they look at you or every time they think of you, they want to tell you how they feel. So let's see if we can get 2 cards here for what is it that your person feels when they think of you. There's also a little bit of hesitation that comes from this. Like they want to tell you how they feel, but they kind of hold a little bit of that back. So let's see. What is it they feel when they think of you? 2 cards, please. Honesty. I can't always expect the truth from others, but I can expect it from myself. And growth. I want to expand my consciousness and my awareness. Okay. So I think their feelings are growing. I think that when they think of you, they feel love. And maybe, again, that energy of holding a little bit of that back. They want to make that romantic gesture. They want to be open and honest and vulnerable with how they feel. I do feel like their feelings are growing. And the feelings are also honest and with good intention. But I'm wondering if for some of you, they haven't quite maybe expressed how they feel quite yet, or it's been maybe slow or in stages. It's like they want to tell you how they feel. There's something about the love or the feelings that have grown, and they want to they want to feel able to honestly express that. But again, honestly expressing that and being open requires vulnerability. And that's why this card is saying, look, go ahead and make the romantic gesture. What the heck are you waiting for? Right? What is your person waiting for? Well, it could be that they need to get to that place where they feel that they're able to. In other words, that they can truly let their walls down and share how they feel. 100%. But the feelings are there and they're growing exponentially is kind of what this is making me feel like. I think the connection with you or the love that they feel is also making them think. That's why it says, I want to expand my consciousness and my awareness. Well, there's something about the connection with you that's also making them think about a lot of things. Maybe making them think more in depth or expanding their awareness when it comes to love and life. Because there's some people that can do that for us. When, just being around them wakes us up to some things about ourselves, about life in general. So let's see if I can get 3 cards here. What is it that your person feels when they think of you? Pile number 3 viewers. Okay, let's get 1 more. So we have 2. We have 1 more. Another thing that I'm picking up from this real quick before I pull over the tarot, it kind of feels like they have to be honest with themselves. They have to admit to themselves as well that they have feelings for you and those feelings are growing. And sometimes it does take a little bit to get to a point where you can even admit that you are in love with somebody. So I think that's what's happening with them. Right now, they're at a point where they're going to have to admit first to themselves that they are in love before they can even admit that to you. Okay. Let's see. All right, the 5 of Swords, the Hierophant, and the 6 of Swords. So 6 of Swords is about moving forward, finding peace of mind within oneself, maybe leaving something, maybe geographical distance as well. So I don't know if you guys are maybe distant from each other geographically, or maybe this connection is now long distance, or maybe it's been some time since you've been together, if this is somebody already that you know. I can see it a couple different ways. If somebody walked away from somebody else, I could see how the ex would creep in to this reading with the 5 of Swords and the 6 of Swords. Again, if you walked away from them, they walked away from you. Sometimes the 5 of Swords can be a no-win situation, but it's an energy of challenge and strife. Sometimes, if they're hesitant to express how they feel with this energy over here, again, maybe they fight with themselves, because sometimes this can talk about a fight with others, but sometimes it could just be a fight within oneself. So they might fight with themselves when it comes to being open and honest with how they feel, even though the feelings are there and growing, especially if this is a new person. With the Six of Swords, though, I could definitely see how this could be somebody you're in a long distance relationship with, but I could also see how it could be somebody who moved away from you, or you moved away from them, maybe figuratively or literally. And maybe in the midst of that separation with the Six of Swords and moving on or away from each other, there's been a period of growth. Maybe the love, like, what is it? Absence makes the heart grow fonder. That's kind of what this is feeling like with the Six of Swords and the growth card, to be honest. And the express your love. I am kind of feeling like somebody needed to walk away from the other person, but I'm not 100% sure if it was by any one person's own volition. It could have easily been circumstance that, you know, pulled you apart from each other and created a challenge in the midst of being apart. So again, just long distance, the struggles of a long distance relationship and the challenges that come with that. But even in the midst of absence, again, the love is there and it's growing. The Hierophant is talking about that spiritual connection and the lessons that we learn in life. So maybe the separation, whether it be figurative or literal, okay, whether it be long distance or a situation where maybe some of you parted from one another, there's a lesson in that. There's an opportunity for growth in that, okay, and that's why the Hierophant is here. And it also does maybe strengthen the spiritual connection you guys have with the Hierophant. In the midst of some sort of absence, it does feel like the love has grown, okay? Whether this be an ex, whether this be a long distance relationship, maybe somebody you haven't seen in a while. Maybe you know, there was no breakup. Maybe there wasn't even a romantic connection, but it's like in the midst of maybe not talking to you as much, they realize how much they care. And that Five of Swords, for whatever reason, is making me feel like they fight with themselves internally. Because the swords are piercing that heart. And it kind of feels like their heart. Because we have the express your love energy. And it's saying, look, go ahead and make the romantic gesture. But why the hell are you hesitating? You feel the love, but you're fighting with yourself and you're not doing it. You're not saying it. You're not expressing it. You feel that spiritual connection, but you're not expressing it. You feel it when you think of pile number 3 viewer. When they think of you, they feel all that love. But they fight with themselves and they don't really put it out there. Six of Swords is an energy of peace of mind. And like I said earlier, there was this need to get to a point where they can feel vulnerable enough to open themselves up and spill, right, how they feel. And you go from the Five of Swords to the Six of Swords. So if your person is struggling with expressing how they feel right now in this moment with that Five of Swords, they will get to a point where they can make the progress, find peace of mind inside themselves, because it's an energy of balance with the number 6. So they have to get to a place of balance rather than instability before they can express how they feel. I feel a learning curve when it comes to love with this reading also. So learning, education with the Hierophant, higher learning. That's what he talks about. But there's a desire for commitment here with the Hierophant energy. He does talk about vows and promises made. It talks about marriage, spiritual marriage. So there's a desire for deeper commitment, but there's this feeling of fighting within themselves to maybe express that or get to a point where they can openly, vulnerably express how they feel, express how much love they have. This is a growing or a learning experience for them in some way. Again, they have to find balance and peace of mind within themselves, maybe even alignment within themselves in order to get to that point where they can say all of this and tell you all of this and express it fully without hesitation. This is a hurdle they have to overcome is what I'm getting from this. But nonetheless, when they think of you, they feel lots of love. And they fight with themselves because they want to blurt it out, and yet they hold themselves back in a way with that Five of Swords. Maybe there's an energy, for whatever reason, I'm picking up the energy of maybe it's not the right time. Maybe there's some things with the Five of Swords that have to get resolved first before I can say what I really feel. The Hierophant, again, is that commitment energy, wanting to lock it down, wanting to have that, wanting to be that with you. Nonetheless, there's a very spiritual connection here. And they know that. Every time they look at you or think of you, they're reminded of that connection. I don't know, again, if circumstance made you walk away from one another, because again, I was picking up that energy for some of you, or a disagreement with the Five of Swords forced you to walk away from one another. But there's a spiritual lesson to be learned here from the Hierophant in the midst of, for some of you who are in separation, in the midst of that separation, there's a spiritual lesson to be learned at this time. There's a lesson of growth and balance that needs to be achieved before the walls can come down and this love can be expressed in its entirety. Long distance relationship situation, likewise. The distance, again, is just making the heart grow fonder. There's a spiritual lesson to learn as well in the midst of the distance. And in the midst of maybe long distance relationships, there is a huge need for honesty because you're not in each other's environment. So there has to be transparency so that way you guys can trust one another as well. So let's see if we can get two cards here for what is it your person feels when they think of you. Well, we know they feel a lot of love, but there's some kind of conflict at the moment, whether it be circumstantial, maybe they fight with themselves, maybe it's long distance, maybe it's separation, but their love is still there and it's grown. Absence makes the heart grow fonder is what I'm getting from this. The spiritual connection is there. Look at that. Nurturing and individuality. So nurturing energy is like nurturing the bonds, nurturing the love that's there or growing between you. Again, growth and nurture. Those two go hand in hand. You know, you nurture something, it will grow. Individuality, I feel like that card might apply to those who maybe are in separation at this moment. Maybe you did part, maybe you did go your own way, and in the midst of that separation, you are again on your own individual journey, learning and growing spiritually within yourselves. Okay. In the midst of that distance, you know, there's a lot of growth to do as individuals. So that to me does apply as well. And again, the idea of, you know, people let their walls down at different stages, and that is an individual thing. One person might be ready to scream it to the hilltops, I love you, right? And then the other person is feeling that. They feel love, but they're not quite ready to express it. So again, it's this thing of, or this feeling of, love does grow, love does grow at different stages for everybody. Love will grow at a different pace for every person's different because of that. So somebody might be at one page or one pace or stage in the connection while another person might not quite be at the same level. So Again, that's what this is telling me also. You know, love expresses itself in different stages. People love in different stages. It's going to be individual to each and every person. So where one person might say, want to tell the other person, I love you, the other person might feel it, but may not be quite ready to vocalize it. And again, we all have different love languages, and that is individual to each person. So that's also what this is telling me. But nonetheless, the more the love is nurtured, the more it will grow. And I think that there is a lot of love. When they think of you, there's a lot of love being nurtured right now in this connection. Or there's a lot of love growing in this connection. Despite how one person might fight with themselves to express how they feel or not. Despite the fact that there could be distance, whether it be literal or figurative, the love is still growing. And even if some of you are on individual journeys right now, the love is still growing. So let's see what this card says, and then I'm going to get messages from the bag. Okay, so secret admirer, someone has deeper feelings for you than they are letting on. Okay, and that's why it's saying express your love. Go ahead and make the romantic gesture. That pretty much does apply. Somebody could be a secret admirer and just keeping their love on the low. Like I said, hesitating to express how they feel. They do have deeper feelings. That's why this card is saying, hey, go ahead and say something. What are you waiting for? What's stopping you? Yeah, that completely applies to what this is feeling like. They fight with themselves. Like they want to say more. Again, here's that fighting energy of the Five of Swords. They want to say more, but they hold themselves back. Maybe it's just not the right time. Or something like that. Again, they need to find balance. They need to find peace of mind within themselves. They need to find alignment to get to a place where they're comfortable. Because when you're in alignment with yourself, you don't really hold anything back. It's like a 90-year-old woman who, you know, what does she have to lose at this point? She's going to speak her mind. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of that's what that's making me feel like. That Six of Swords. When you're in alignment, when you have peace of mind within yourself, when you're balanced within yourself, you don't hold anything back. You are open and honest. Like the card says, you are completely honest. And they have to make that progress from the Five of Swords to the Six of Swords before they can do that. So they do have a ton of feelings that they feel when they think of you. But they also keep some of that back. They do have deeper feelings that they let on. And this card just pretty much confirmed all that. Again, we love at different stages. We all have different individual ways of expressing that. That's why you got the individuality card. Or we're all individual when it comes to when we think it's appropriate to express how we feel, right? But the love is growing, and it's expanding. They want that commitment. They want, you know, to form that bond with the Hierophant. I think they, in their heart, are committed to the connection with the Hierophant as well. Maybe committed to growing the connection. Or helping it thrive in some way. Alright, so let's see if we can get a couple of these. Okay, that's a lot, but that's okay. Alright, so boundaries energy. So I have to wonder if, again, geographical boundaries. Again, some of you are long distance. Maybe some of you are in separation right now. Again, you are growing in the midst of separation. But nonetheless, the love is still there. Okay, there's some kind of boundary or obstacle is kind of what this is making me feel like. Pride. So I don't know if, again, maybe somebody has too much pride at this time. They don't want to be vulnerable and express how they feel or make themselves vulnerable. Maybe they have to kind of work on that. Those eyes. So there's something about your eyes that they really do love, and they think of your eyes is kind of what this is telling me. Coming back to you. So again, somebody could be traveling back to you. If they're in long distance, they could be looking for a way to make their way back to you. Or if there's separation, maybe they're coming back to you. Oh, okay, so you're amazing, or the connection is amazing. Maybe the love is amazing. All right, so they're falling in love. All right, that would be, again, the feelings growing. They're falling in love. Maybe they need to admit that to themselves. And I did say that earlier. Oh, okay. I feel your energy all around me. That would be the spiritual energy or spiritual connection. So even though you may not physically be in touch with each other, or your energy lingers around them. Okay, for some of you who are on maybe long distance or separated or whatever the case may be. Maybe even if that's not the case, maybe when they think of you, they feel your energy all around them. So, pile number 3, viewers, this is your reading. I'm going to leave you here. If you feel that this has helped or connected, you know what to do. Leave me a comment in the comment section down below. To support this channel, like this video, share this video, subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Maybe even click that little bell for notifications so you don't miss future content. You clicking the bell also helps this channel. And if you want to book a personal reading with me, all my information is in the description box down below. All you have to do is check me out on Etsy, see what readings I have available. You can book a reading at any time. I also do sell handmade crystal jewelry, so you can see some of my creations. I make crystal jewelry with different mediums, and you can see what I do there. All right, so much love and blessings to you wherever you are. Take care of yourselves and keep shining.